Hey pumpkins, have you ever had that neighbor? You know, that neighbor? And life would be so much better if they would just move. I have a ritual for you to help you move that neighbor along. Pretty easy to do. It does require you to have good banishing skills, and by banishing I mean self-cleansing, so whether that is smudging, whether that is doing the waterfall meditation by Andrea Vitamus that I have mentioned before, whether that is any other sort of like cleansing meditation, you want to be able to do that and be really good at that, because protecting yourself is first and foremost important. You also need to be able to have some level of control over your emotions, because even though this neighbor may have caused you some problems in the past and has made you upset, this ritual requires you to literally love thy neighbor, which can be really hard when someone has upset you. So first we're going to start off with a little bit of hot foot powder. You will find other recipes online that have more extreme ingredients in it, and depending on the level of need to get that neighbor out, you may want to do some of that, but I would suggest go to the dollar store, get an empty salt and pepper shaker, put some salt in it. Salt is salt is salt, you don't have to get any fancy salt. Get some pepper and some chili powder or chili flakes. From there are other things that you can add, like graveyard dirt, like sulfur, which usually the best way to get sulfur is to grind up some match heads. And then there are other things going from there. But the salt, pepper, and chili powder should be good to start and should be effective. Do not use the powder on their doorstep if they have pets. You don't want any pet to be harmed in any way. It's not the animal's fault if their owners are a dick. So, sprinkle just a little bit of the hot foot powder on their front step so that they're going to step in it. Then you want to find a way to discreetly position yourself so that you are not seen as a stalker, facing their unit or facing their house. Now, obviously, if you're in a high-rise apartment building, you can't just plop yourself in the hallway in front of their door, but try your best to do it in a way where you're facing their door, but you are not obvious. If you need to like park your car a little bit away and stare at their window, that might work. But yeah, you don't want to be a stalker. You want to banish very, very well before you do this. So as I said, that for you that could mean smudging, that could be a spiritually cleansing shower, that could be some sort of cleansing meditation. So you want to do that before and after every time you do this. So you've got yourself positioned discreetly facing their house or apartment, and you are going to send them pure love. Whether you picture that as white energy, whether you hear that as a sound, you are going to direct love in the highest form. I'm not talking lust, I'm talking love, like this pure divine love towards their house for at least a half hour every day. Think of it as a Care Bear stare, but from your heart. So yeah, just like beam pure love into their house. What you're essentially doing is blessing their house. And it will create one of two effects. Either A, the drama will subside and they will accept the blessing and things will improve and your neighbor won't be so dramatic anymore. Number two, the positive energy that you have blessed their house with will make them so uncomfortable that they will feel they have to move. So essentially, you're not wishing any harm to them. You are wishing them very, very well. You are just wishing them well away from you. You want to do this every day. Nighttime is probably best. For about a half hour until they move or until they give notice. If it turns out that you're the dramatic neighbor, you know what's going to happen? You're going to move. So be careful you know the source of that before you get started. And again, you want to have a good banishing afterwards, because if they're in a crossed condition, that can be contagious. And if you are loving and feeling empathy towards them and not banishing afterwards, you can yourself get infected with the cross condition. Now, we are going to be doing a 30-day uncrossing for the month of December, and that's going to be pretty hardcore. We're going to be working with Archangel Michael, so do stay tuned for that. But this is a great way that you can get rid of a neighbor who's causing a lot of drama. This is something that I have used effectively before to get rid of neighbors who are overly dramatic. hopefully that helps you, and I hope that you have a fantastic day and that you pray with a good fire. Bye, pumpkins.